This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Time continues to tick down to the second edition of the IAAF World Relay, scheduled for May 2nd and 3rd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. And the IAAF's broadcast team was in town recently, making sure that everything is on point.
This event last year really captured the imagination of the broadcast audience and also the fans of athletics worldwide. And we hope that this year, 2015, we started early in our preparations, and we hope that will improve on the event coverage, distribution and exposure and quality for 2015.
Now, some of you may not be aware, but last year's World Relays also received a prestigious broadcasting award.
Every year there's a television convention called Sportel, which takes place in Monaco, and they give out awards to best television coverage, to best animated logos and so on. And the relays received an award, a prestigious Podium d'Or honor presented on behalf of the IOC for a slow motion sequence which involved a relay exchange of the US team US women's team in the first round. And the remarks were that this was the spirit of Olympism, because I think you can view better than I can describe the action, but there was a baton exchange which looked as if it was going to go terribly wrong, but then it was recovered at the end, and this was all filmed with our high-speed cameras, so the top-end quality cameras we're using for the coverage, and so it was very clear and concise.
The Bahamas has made its presence felt internationally in a number of different sporting disciplines, but as Kelsey Johnson tells us tonight, there's at least one local sporting body which feels like its progress is being hindered.
The Bahamas boast about having some of the best golf courses in the Caribbean, ones that can redefine a golfer's experience. The 18-hole courses designed by some of the best usually have some attractive packages for visitors, but can cost a handsome penny for locals.
The price to play a round of golf for the average player, whether it be Nassau or Freeport or wherever the facilities are, it has risen, out of proportion, extremely.
You can look at golf as being a dying breed in the Bahamas. Think about it. $300 to play a round of golf. How many golfers do you think can play golf? I don't consider myself a poor person. I cannot afford to pay $300 to play golf.
Local golfers are very concerned about the prices quoted on an international golf website as it relates to Baha Mar Golf Course.
The Baha Mar project is a joint venture between the government of the Bahamas and Baha Mar. And what is troubling to me personally is I went on TPC website over the weekend, and I noticed where they have rates for residents, guests of the hotel, which is $200 odd, $250 or so. Then they have rates for locals at $380. Which locals are going to pay $380 to play on that golf course? That's jointly owned by us and Baha Mar. So I immediately called Sandy Sands and I asked him, I said, listen here, I don't see any rates for Bahamians and rates for Bahamas Golf Federation members, and of course he reassured me that he will be having some rates in place before they open on the 27th.
Minister Gibson said he's doing all he can to ensure that local golfers get their swing on.
This is something that is near and dear to my heart, and so I'm going to be doing everything within my power to make sure that I exercise any influence I have to ensure that the Bahamians have reasonable, really affordable, because see, affordable to some persons are relative, and so to the person who is setting the rates, they may think affordable is $200 or $300. For those who can pay, affordable is a lot less.
Eric Gibson Jr. is also encouraging local golfers to speak up on the issue.
It is not something that we can just sit back and it'll work itself out. Someone has to take a positive step towards making it happen. If you just leave it to the individuals to make decisions, they're going to make decisions as best for them. We have to look at this as a broader issue, where it's a bigger issue than any one individual. The Bahamas Golf Federation would have some teeth in terms of representing the position of the local golfers. They don't have the wherewithal to make things happen. They can only present the arguments and allow someone else to take it forward. And unless that happens, I don't see anything happening for golf.
National golf players currently play at the one and only Ocean Golf Course. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Kelsey. Well, the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament gets started on Friday, and Bahamian Jonquel Jones will look to lead the 6th-seeded George Washington Colonials to a first-round win in the Spokane Regional against the 11th-seeded Gonzaga Bulldogs. So far this season, Jones has been named the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year, the A10 Defensive Player of the Year, and the A10 Conference Tournament Most Outstanding Player.
You know, nothing that I've been able to do out there has been done by myself. So, you know, I've been around a great group of people, a great group of teammates, coaching staff, you know, and my family members have always supported me. So everything has kind of came together, and it's been wonderful to have a great season, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, after coming out really strong, you know, for the beginning of the season, you know, Coach, one of the first things he did was put a target up in our locker room and let us know that, you know, we will be getting the best shot at every team in the league, you know, from there on out. And you know, I think the team has responded well and, you know, accepted the challenges that he's put forward for us. And, you know, we just want to continue to strive to be successful and strive to be the best we can be every time we step on the court.
The men's NCAA tournament getting underway last night with the first set of play-in games. A Bahamian involved there as well, as the Ole Miss Running Rebels come back from 17 back to beat BYU 94-90. Dwight Colby, he finished the game with 3 points and 7 rebounds, a block and an assist in 17 minutes off the bench. Colby and Ole Miss, they are now the 11th seed in the West, and they will match up with Xavier on Thursday. That game tips off at 4 p.m. on TBS. The men's NIT tournament also getting underway last night. Another Bahamian involved there as Texas A&M wins over Montana 81-64. Tavario Mello, the pride and joy of Long Island. He had 4 points and a rebound in 11 minutes off the bench. His second-seeded A&M Aggies, they will now move on to the second round on Friday against Louisiana Tech. The College Insider Tournament, that also got underway last night. A Bahamian is there as well, and we can tell you that Deshaun Taylor, he plays for Norfolk State, and they they lost to Eastern Kentucky 81-75, so their season is now over. Back here at home, the Providence Women's Basketball Association bringing its regular season schedule to an end last night with a doubleheader at the Donald Davis Gym. The Baha Mar Operators and Super Value Sidewalk Queens taking to the court first in a playoff preview. The Operators scored a 57-46 win, and these two teams will be right back at it again tomorrow night as the postseason tips off.
The reason why we wanted to play this game is because we haven't played them for a long time, and we wanted to play them to see exactly where they are. They won a couple of big games in the last, I think, 3 or 4 games. They won a couple of big games. So we really wanted to see where they are. And it's a good thing we played them tonight because Boyd is making a big difference in the middle. So we need to go back to drawing board on Wednesday and come up with a plan to attack her and make sure she gets in foul trouble.
We go back and look at this game and see where their strengths are, where their weaknesses are, see where our strengths are, weaknesses are, and work on those and come in here and just let the chips fall where they may.
We start up pretty well. We evenly match. The talent is basically there. The coaching is good. So I think it's just a matter of who wants it the most, and that'll determine who wins the series. And I think we wanted more than them. Defense is the key, and once we play defense, we allow the defense to generate our offense, and that will put us ahead of the Baha Mar.
As for last night's feature game, that was also a playoff preview between the Career Builders Cheetahs and the Johnson Truckers. The pennant-winning Cheetahs didn't want to lose any steam or momentum heading into the postseason, so they took care of business. The order of start for the playoffs tomorrow night is a carbon copy of last night. The Queens and Operators play in the opener. That's followed by the Cheetahs and the Truckers. Junior tennis competition pre-qualifying event for North Central America and the Caribbean is underway in the Dominican Republic. Boys under 14s, they defeated Nicaragua on Monday. Dante and Bristol winning 6-4 and love. Jacoby Bain losing his match 2-6, 7-5 and 6-7. Actually, those two, they went on to win the doubles as well. On Tuesday, our girls got into action. They defeated Aruba 3-0. Sydney Clark winning 6-1 and 1. Eleni Maki 6-1 and love. Clark and Sydney Kerr, they also won 6-love and 4. The Bahamas boys, they defeated Jamaica yesterday as well, 3-love. Dante and Bristol and Jacoby Bain winning their matches in a couple of sets there, and they also won the doubles. So congratulations going out to Team Bahamas. And we could also tell you that they were back on court again today. Our boys and girls scoring wins again, so both teams undefeated and doing very well down there in the Dominican Republic. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.